Parenting is such a beautiful thing that one could experience, and it shapes our life in such a way that we don't realize it much earlier until it's get too late. But the question here it is, what happens when all these parenting things become toxic? In today's video, we are going to dive into a topic where we are going to discuss about how toxic parenting affects one mental health and emotional being. So here when we talk about a toxic family, it doesn't mean that a parent is always being abusive towards a kid physically, but it also means that they are abusive verbally, like setting an unrealistic standards for their kid and pressurizing them over something they don't want to be, or forcing them to do things that they want their kid to do, but that kid doesn't want to do that particular thing, and not being emotionally available for that kid. And all this kind of thing seems very simple, and nobody really talks much about it, but it really leaves a lifelong long scar to that particular thing, to that particular person, sorry, the particular child. And it becomes so heavy for that kid to endure it. The research shows that people or the kid who had a toxic parents mostly suffer with the depression, anxiety, low self-esteem, and the 28% of the kid have experienced the emotional abuse, which is almost 1 out of 3. So you can imagine how this thing is affecting one's health. Now I want you to imagine a scenario जहाँ पे एक parent is constantly telling their child कि you're not good enough, and the child thinks वो वैसे ही बड़ा हुआ है सुनते हुए कि he is not good enough for something, and then when he grow up he have low self esteem, and then he have doubts, and then he is not confident enough to speak up, and then he is not much um, focused on the things he really likes to do, because बचपन से उसके दिमाग में ये डाल दिया गया कि he is not good enough for anything, and then he faces so many problems in the future, the relationships, friendships, and whatnot. When their parents think कि उनके जो बच्चे है or whoever their kid is not good enough in anything, this is not at all a good thing to do. Parents' work is to motivate their kid as much as possible, to support them in their choices, to, trust them whatever they are good in, and help them to grow in that particular field. Unless and until this happens, I don't think so anything is gonna be fine. Of course, there is a generation gap. Like our parents were grown up with the emotional available parents, and it's okay for them. There's nothing wrong in their point of view that whatever they are doing, but we know that there is a huge generation gap, and there is a constant cycle which has been happening, and it's gonna take time to understand all this kind of things. To parent, you have to make them understand things slowly. Things are not gonna happen like this. Now, of course, sometimes things doesn't fix this. Sometimes people are just being toxic as they are, doesn't matter how much you explain it to them. But the only solution here I feel, like from my own experiences, to find a way out of it, to help your own self, to try to escape from that particular situation, to reach out help, to talk with someone you really trust, and to deal with the small small issues that you are going through every day. And this is gonna take a lot of time, it's not gonna happen like this. But trust me, once you learn the art of letting go, the art of not caring about the things that has been bothering you since ages, the only thing you can do is just keep your mouth shut, for instance. And then when you know starts ignoring this kind of things, you'll slowly feel better about it. And I think, in my perspective, this is the only thing that helped me, and it might help you as well. you know there are people who goes into depression because all this kind of things, try to do things which is not inappropriate, try to end their life, which is not at all a solution. In the end, it's your life. You can't end your life just because a person is being toxic towards you. You have a way long to go in your life. There are so many things that you have to achieve, you know regardless of what others are thinking, what your parents are thinking about you, or what they did to you. You can't make excuse out of it. You have to do things. You have to get out of that situation. You have to stand for yourself. You can't take toxicity from anyone at a point of time. When you are grown up, you have to confront them when they are wrong. You don't have to make them realize, or you don't have to take revenge from them. Of course, they are parents. They brought you into this world. I'm really sorry. They brought you into this world, so it's your responsibility to take care of them as well, no matter what. They are your parents, still your parents. Okay? So I hope this video helps you, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.